Alright, we're gonna watch a video by Kougaon. He's a cool YouTube creator. Also my stream team, very honored. It's about add-ons again. Yes, this shit again. I know, I'm not done, man. I'm not done molding. About Square Enix's bullshit and inconsistency. So, we're gonna watch this. Yeah, we have 8 hours more raid tomorrow, so if that's your thing, then plenty more to come. Alright, let's go, dude.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it. We are going to talk about third-party tools in Final Fantasy XIV.
Can I just say that, like, Kougaon making a serious video is really weird to me? Like, I'm interested to know what he says.
My views and a little bit of facts that I've gathered and pretty much where I stand with the whole entire matter of the situation. Before we start, let me preface a few things because people have no idea how I view things, or they're, throwing pretty much these opinions that I don't have on me, and I'm gonna just clear things up today. I'm not a hardcore raider. When I play the game, I play very vanilla-like. I don't rely on any tools at all. I just make sure I can play the game at the highest level that I can. I know my rotation properly, I know my open air correctly. For the most part, knowing when to use my skills, knowing the boss fight, and pretty much just playing my part as best that I can. Also, having food in pots there.
Like, see, here we go, like, this is the important bit. Like, you don't even have to be big on raiding. You just have to have the mindset, and, like, you're already there, you know what I mean? Like, all the people that are, like, attacking raiders and shit aren't people like Kougaon, because despite not being much of a raider, he still understands, and that's literally all it takes. So thank you.
They're ready, but pretty much that's how I play. And because of that, I have really no hard feelings against using, any sort of damage meter or damage parse thing in the game. I really don't know what to call it at this point. I'm just gonna call it.
I like passes. I don't like cacked button shit. That shit's cheating. I complain about stuff that isn't cheating, just being inconsistently thrown in a basket of bans.
A damage meter at this point, so I have no hard feelings against that. Personally, it really doesn't affect me too much. If somebody wants to use, a damage meter to kind of tell how they're doing and, how to get better, perfect. I'm all about self-improvement. Go for it. Use it to get better. But I will say the one thing I do not condone, and a lot of players do not like this as well, is pretty much the idea of using these tools to harass other players. That's just not cool at all. True. I personally have been harassed a few times. Someone would take my parses and, post it online on Twitter or something, and honestly, it doesn't bother me too much. But there are way more sensitive people out there, so they probably won't take it as well, and you know what? I would say let's try to protect some of those people, and I don't really agree with the harassment of damage parsing. I just want to make this so clear. I am not a fanboy of Square Enix or Final Fantasy XIV. I love their games, but I'm not going to defend them at every single corner of every single problem. I will call them out if there's something wrong. I will criticize and say something that, I don't like, or I have an opinion about something, but I'm not going to back them up at every single corner. But as you can tell, I probably haven't made any videos really criticizing the team because they really haven't steered me wrong personally. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not trying to be a whole entire fanboy for the game. I love the game, but like, sometimes it does need to be fixed on certain issues, and I'm all for improvement on any areas for anyone in the game. Before we go any further, I want to just quickly define what third-party tool means to me and pretty much what I've gathered from reading terms of services and all these other things on the internet. What third-party means to me is like pretty much any tool that's used to aid, alter, change any kind of part of 14, whether it's like, glamour mods or like damage parsing, gathering the information and then regurgitating it out on a DPS meter. That's third party. Discord is not a third party for 14.
True.
I would say pretty much any tool that is third party that's made with a purpose of, changing anything in 14, that is third party. Discord wasn't designed for like the sole purpose of 14. It's made just as a general chat service that's, better than Skype and pretty much anything.
I do hope that, like, despite the ambiguity from GMs and stuff when they've been asked, that, like, the whole third-party thing is literally just, like, stuff that relates to the game that gives you an advantage and or otherwise reads the game in some way that we don't like. Like, all the memes about Discord being third-party are funny and all, but imagine if they ended up being true, man. Like, imagine that. Imagine how fucking stupid that would be. And I don't think Yoshi's that dumb either. Because he's played MMOs for fucking decades. And he knows that, like, what voice communication is. Like, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I don't think that's gonna be a problem somehow. Because that would be absolutely absurd. How could they police it? Well, yeah, they can't. They don't even... There's no proof you're using Discord specifically, even if you're, like, talking to people. Saw someone called G-Pose a hack last night. What? Surely they mean G-Shade, right? But G-Posing is an in-game feature, you know.
Else out there, I would say. Zeno brought this up in his video. He talked about how he, believes that Discord is a third party.
Because Discord is a third-party tool. All of this is a third-party tool. This web browser that I'm looking at is a third-party tool. Anything that is not 14 is a third-party tool. You could...
Yeah, I think, like, what Zeno's trying to get across is that, like, they can't be vague about it. Like, I don't think Zeno would even believe that this stuff is, like, bad and that like you're gonna get banned. Yeah, like, this is a little bit out of context, like, I think, to be honest, because I don't think he's that stupid either. But the fact is that Square Enix just put everything under the banner of third-party tools without elaborating on, like, what is and isn't allowed. So I think the point Zeno is making is that they can't do that because then that includes things like this.
Ask yourself, well, Discord's not a third-party tool. Bullshit, because
like,
Yoshi fucking mentioned it in a couple live letters ago. Because technically, it is a third-party tool. Yeah. Technically.
I just want to say, if this is a huge joke by him or he's being sarcastic, alright, you got me, man, whatever. But, like I said, people genuinely believe this, so you gotta clear the air and make sure that they know. And for the
yeah, I think Zeno's point is far more likely to be about how these things are third-party tools because they're not the game itself. The term third-party tool encompasses so much shit. And they can't get away with just being vague and saying all third-party tools are banned, because that includes a lot of very innocent things that people use as by default in games.
Who do believe that? No, it's not. Get it out of your heads. So now that we kind of gone over what a third-party tool is, let's talk about the big thing that has a lot of people riled up. The terms of service. The use of any kind of third-party tool is pretty much a bannable offense in 14. It's in their terms of service. That's just what they have. I have no control over that. I don't really try to enforce it myself. I don't see somebody using a third-party tool and report them. That's not me. Snitches get stitches, and I'm not a snitch. So, if you use third-party tools, go for it. Just don't use these tools to harass other people or cheat. Cheating is also a big thing. And the terms of service, as far as I know, hasn't been changed in a hot while. Yoshi P and the team has pretty much made their stance clear on it, and that's if you use these tools, you can't...
The last thing they changed was, like, the whole harassment policy, where they actually gave examples of what they consider to be bad. Which I've never actually seen in a TOS before, by the way. Like, I swear this game has a very unique terms of service. It's so strange.
...and get banned and in trouble, so... use it at your own discretion. But, however, Yoshi P and the team have stated that they cannot detect your computer or, pretty much you using it at all. When it comes down to it, the dev team will pretty much never know and cannot know what's on your computer and what you're using for tools. So if you talk about using these tools in-game, you could get banned. If you're caught with any kind of screenshots or video, you can get banned. If you tell your mother you're using these tools, you won't get in trouble, but if she snitches on you, you can't get banned. Lastly, if you're streaming on your stream with these tools right there front and center, you can get banned. And even top rating streamer personality, Sphia, I hope I'm saying that right, Sphia, I'm sorry. He kind of pretty much agrees with this take. It sucks that this situation got to this with plugins, add-ons. Anyone using them publicly knows the risk they took. The mass reporting is just very silly and should have never happened. Sphia mentioned mass reporting.
This is once again an issue. I've said this a billion times already, but I'm gonna say it once more. If Square Enix were consistent with their policy, if they policed their own game, instead of letting these things fly for fucking years, and then only taking action when some pathetic script kiddie brigade from 5chan or whatever the fuck it is decides to get a hate boner on for certain streamers, people wouldn't have an issue. But the fact is, like, it's labeled as a grey area, even though it's in the TOS, even though Yoshi's like, oh yeah, but we don't know, blah, 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 just don't talk about it, whatever. Like, it's so fucking confusing, dude. So yeah, we don't want to get banned. We'll respect the TOS if it's a consistent thing, rather than just when they fucking feel like it. Like, it's fucking nuts.
And that's pretty much what happened with some of these streamers. People were pretty much mass reported for streaming with these tools on during their streams. With the popularity of the new Ultimate, pretty much so many eyes were watching these players use these tools on their streams. So this kind of led to people pretty much, you know, seeing these tools, getting upset that they're using them, and then people mass reported these guys a lot. And this pretty much came to the point where a lot of people were coordinating mass reports and getting these players pretty much banned. This whole entire mass reporting thing, that just sucks, you know, people who hate on you and then pretty much just want to...
Wait. Call out saying where you are going for mechanics of party adjust communicating cooldowns. That's not Discord that's not the program itself interacting with the game though. That's the point. That's the people on the program, but it's not the program itself. There is a difference here. If it, like, say for example you have a bot in Discord that's doing like coolouts from the game, like one of them cacked bot fucking dumbass things that people have in their voice calls. At that point, yeah. But people just calling out shit. People just calling out shit of no actual integration into the game, like, that's not the same thing. Really isn't in the way the TOS is written. No, yeah, but that's the problem we have. Like, we don't know. It's like, because it's just a catch-all term, technically everything is against TOS. But realistically, that's not going to be the case, because things like voice communication in video games is standard. And I don't believe they'd ever push it that far.
Mass report you, that does suck. But at the end of the day, these players who got reported and, you know, banned and got in trouble, they broke TOS. Asmon kind of raised like a similar point that he had once before, where he was playing.
Like one time I made a group and I called it Big Dick Throne of Thunder, and I put it in Group Finder and people reported me and I got suspended. Was I getting witch hunted? Well, no, because I broke the rules. I shouldn't have typed that. I did. And I got in trouble. It was deserved. Yes, it's a stupid rule. Yeah, but it's the rule. Like, I agree that it's stupid, but you still have to follow the rules unless you can get away with it, right? I don't care about the rules, but at the same time, I don't get mad whenever they're applied to me because that's what they said they were going to do. You're getting brigaded, though. Yes, you do. But you can't get brigaded if you're not breaking the rules.
So the 14 team had to make an example of these players breaking TOS. So the 14 players that got banned, as far as I know, both of them received 10 days of suspension from the game. I have to say what a lot of people are saying, 10 days is a lot. 10 days is like a chunk of a month. That's a lot of time. And I kind of want to sympathize with the Raiders a little.
For a first offense, by the way.
But the Raid streamer guys, like, I get it. For the longest time, you guys have been using these tools and you haven't gotten punished in any way, but now it's finally happening. But the threat was always there. You know, it is kind of scary. If you're streaming, this is kind of basically your kind of like side hobby, career, and if you suddenly cannot stream 14, you kind of lose that viewership and it gets very, you know, kind of scary. I get it. So if you're going to stream with, like, say, audio triggers that clearly show that you are using these tools or, like, you know, putting the tools right there in front of your screen, you are going against TOS and you could get in big trouble. That's a very dangerous game you're playing, and I would honestly say just be careful if you're using these tools. But the thing is, third-party tools kind of just extend to, like, pretty much almost anything, like I said earlier, but things that fall into a weird gray area, and this is the problem with the whole entire TOS and this whole gray area of banning and third-party tools, is that some things like visual and HUD updates, I don't think they really deserve a ban. I would say the ones that really do borderline on cheating, those are definitely deserve to get punished, such as people using a straight-up bot to clear ultimates. That's cheating. No. But accessibility, this is important. I want to say thank you to Audrey for showing us this poll from NHK. This poll pretty much shows that the demographic of players from the JP area, and you know, it's from the JP area, but I would say a lot of it kind of really relates to pretty much the rest of the world and players who play this game. Many of the players who play this game are between the ages of 20 and pretty much 49. We are not getting any younger, and you know, problems with like things like eyesight will start to happen. I mean, just look at old man Zeno. So
like, once again, the colorblind option's been the game of fucking dog shit. And that is what people repeatedly tell me. I know we went over this last time as well. Like, people with colorblindness issues and shit have repeatedly said the options are bad and it doesn't help. So like from the standpoint of accessibility, these things are important. And that's why we're saying why are quality of life plugins bad. Or like, sorry, thrown in the same basket as straight up cheating, like CactBot, trigonometry, bots, etc. It's like, man, there has to be some clarification here. It just feels like Square Enix are just very disconnected from their player base, and not just the West either. Like, there's always going to be a culture disconnect between a JP company and the West, sure. But, like, even the JP players aren't happy. From the sounds of it, they're just as confused. Yeah, like, you know, whatever your reason for it, like, you know, it makes sense. But because everything gets thrown in the same basket, it just creates this weird, like, fucking muddy quagmire of, is it okay, is it not, what's the context? But for that, like, I almost understand why they ban everything, because they don't want to deal with it. But then we just have this problem where this problem arises, and now everyone's like, yeah, but wait, what about this? What about that? This isn't cheating. That is cheating. It's just... Yeah, and, like, the whole, like, witch hunting and brigading thing, which is obviously TOS, like, just creates more pushback from people, because they're like, yeah, but wait, why are you letting this happen? Like, it's just so fucking weird, man. I don't get it. And this is why I keep talking about it, because I know, like, a lot of people have a lot to say on it. Everyone has their own experiences, and everyone has their own reasons, and despite me fucking hating anything that gives you an advantage as much as the next guy, I obviously understand from an accessibility point of view. It's exhausting, dude.
over here at age 37.
Look at this shit. Look how tiny this number is. What is this, a number for ants? Why can't I increase the size of the number? I'm going to be 37 in 8 days, okay? I'm old as fuck. I've already had LASIK once.
I completely agree with Zeno, though. Having things such as, like, cooldown timers be bigger on screen is really helpful. Other small HUD updates and, like, you know, UI things can be great. I'm all about accessibility for myself and everyone out there. And thankfully, in the recent statement from the team and Yoshi P, they are working on this. We just
they're working on it, but they're just gonna ban you in the meantime for fucking using it. Like, fucking Christ, dude. Oh, we understand. Do you? I don't think you do, man.
Wait. I also want to say that there are definitely some tools that I do not agree with at all. If you're using that tool that allows you to see ahead of time where an AoE is gonna be, that is completely
fuck that shit.
cheating.
Get off the game. Stop raiding.
That is just no. That's bad. If you can get a bot that can literally clear content for you, cheating. That's also like blatantly on their terms of service. Do not use bots at all. That's just, no, don't do that. The last thing I want to say, if you're using any kind of third-party tool that aids you in PvP to get an advantage over the rest of us who are playing vanilla, you're going to hell for that. Like, you actually are straight up cheating. And you're not my friend. You're not my viewer. You're nobody I want to associate with. So, just get out of here.
Yo,
Stop.
fucking based Kougaon, dude. I love it. Get the fuck out of here. True. And also, like, yeah, fucking botting and cheating in PvP, in, like, housing, with the market boards and shit. Where's the prioritization over things that literally ruin the economy of the game? Or otherwise just cause people a lot of problems? As well as, like, cheating Gil and stuff. Like, come on, man. Where's the fucking priorities? Does SE ban VPNs too? I don't know, but I obviously advertise one as part of, you know, affiliateship, so... If that is the case, then I'm on a fucking ticking time bomb along with many of other FFXIV streamers.
I'm calling you guys out, seriously, because that's annoying. That's really annoying. However, I
That's
am
why
all
they
for
do it,
like certain
unfortunately.
tools that could be used, and I wish if they could, please add these things into the game, such as like UI changes like for party buffs and debuffs to be more clearer. Yes, I'm all for that. Yeah, please add that to the game. And also, this is one I definitely do agree with. Please tell us what the heck is physical and magical damage, because...
They have
you know, I will
answered
admit,
this, apparently.
It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell in this game, so... If we can get a
But
clear
yeah,
indication
please.
of that,
That would
awesome.
be nice.
Please, 14. Make that a thing. To wrap it all up, I'm pretty much just going to say that...
Honestly, like, it's kind of funny, because, like, their solution to this was basically giving mitigation the ability to mitigate both physical and magical, so it matters less. Like, obviously, they're stronger on one than the other. And I'm specifically talking about Adel and Feint here, obviously. Like, it's almost like they just don't want to at all, and they're just giving us, like, that buff to keep people happy. It's like, oh, well, I can just use it anyway, and it still kind of works.
To the team and their updates, have faith, but also be vocal and critical about things. Just don't berate the team, please. That doesn't help anybody at all. The use of third-party tools is pretty much at your own risk. You can use these, you won't get detected by the team, just don't stream it. I'm begging you guys, please, at this point, just don't stream it with it on.
I have stopped
or if you're gonna
streaming
stream
it out of
hide
fear
in
of
some
the brigade
way.
coming
They help
after
you,
me, okay?
awesome. But the second you're caught using these tools by the team, they have to act on it, and that's just it. Sorry. Just to reiterate, I'm not against, you know, all these tools. The only ones I really hate are the ones I said that are borderline cheating. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys share the same sentiment. If you don't, please tell me what you guys think. And,
I do,
you know,
man.
honestly,
Thank you.
just give me your comments. I want to see what you guys are thinking. And, yeah, that's the whole topic. Go read Spy Family or go watch Spy Family. Anyways, have a good one, guys.
No, honestly, like, I really appreciate it when, like, what is essentially more casual players, like, maybe not more casual, but less raid-centric players, like, come out and talk about this, because, like, it really helps get a message across. Especially if somehow Square Enix were to see it, they're like, it's not just raiders fucking complaining. Like, it's a lot of people. And, like, that's important. Like, that's really important. So, yeah, you know, I do hope that with all of this going down, it's not just brushed under the rug. But we know how Square Enix are. We know how they are. Why am I not subscribed to Kougaon? Fuck. Thank you for speaking out, man. Appreciate it.